Hi, my name is Olivia. I've landed just in time to catch another segment of Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers with William Craig III. Today, Mr. Craig will be demonstrating another powerful prompt to help us use AI effectively in our job search. I can't wait to see what he's going to share with us. And the best part is, I can watch the replay on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel at Get Up and Get a Job. Okay, fasten your seatbelts. Mr. Craig is about to take off.
All righty. Thank you so much, Olivia. And welcome back to those of you who have been following the series, either in person or by watching the replays. And a warm welcome if it's your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers, and I'm William Craig III, a professional career coach. And I've got a clear mission for this series to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. Fact is, there are people who put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts, and they're well-meaning, but too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. So instead, I focus on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each day. You can handle that, right? The goal is to help you run your job search or campaign with clarity, confidence, and strategy, using AI as your assistant, not your replacement. From the very beginning, I've laid a foundation for using AI tools to help you save time, uncover hidden opportunities, and improve every step of your job search. So today, as always, I'm going to be building on that momentum. And if you've missed any of the segments, feel free to visit my LinkedIn profile and you can watch the replays there, or go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and hit like, all that good stuff. It's called Get Up and Get a Job. Real easy. Get up and get a job. Hey, listen, thanks so much for those of you who are with me today. Let's see, we've got a couple of comments already. Good afternoon, William and team. That's from Daniel, my man Daniel. And Dawn Lewis says, good afternoon, all. Happy Hump Day. Do you know what day it is, right? I'm not going to do that. Let's see, I'm going to close a few things here and clear out. I've got multiple monitors and stuff going on. There we go. So today, we're going to visit something that I have witnessed. I have been fortunate. I've worked for myself. I've worked for small and large nonprofit organizations. I've worked for corporate. I've worked in corporate 500, corporate 100 companies. And here's one thing that I see, one issue that I see or have seen over the years of my experience, and that is the issue of no succession plan in place. No succession plan in place. Well, you say, well, William, what does that got to do with me? I'm looking for a job. Well, sometimes the reason why it's hard for you to find a job, depending upon the level especially, is because there is no succession plan in place. I once worked for an organization where one of the key holders literally had a heart attack. And there was this big meeting that was to take place that day. We got a call early in the morning from the family saying that this executive had had a heart attack overnight. And I've seen, again, there are other situations like that, not as drastic, but the point is, you've got to have succession planning in place. And that executive's death sparked a move and a push towards, you guessed it, succession planning. So I want to talk to you today about that. Well, chat's going to help me out, of course, because you may be going, again, some of you are unemployed, some of you are underemployed, and some of you are just unhappily employed. But at the end of the day, what is it about? It's about the value you bring to an organization. And this is one of those things that you could actually, let me pull up the prompt here, that you can actually introduce to an organization as a value add, if you will. And the prompt reads as thus: create a polished one-page succession plan template ready for presenting during a 90-minute workshop. Include role, critical skills, potential successors, development actions, as well as consideration for what would happen if the role became vacant tomorrow. Now, I kind of scaled this down. I said a one pager, but that you could present during a 90-minute workshop. And what I want you to hear in this is that, I mean, you could take out the one page and simply say, create a polished succession plan template. And I didn't want us to stretch that out in this presentation. And so I boiled it down to just a one-page succession plan. But at the end of the day, I want you to understand that you're going to need an audience to hear your ideas. You're going to need to flesh out your ideas, and thus the 90-minute workshop. But again, this is something you can do if you're unemployed and you're interviewing. You can ask a question about what kind of succession plan is in place. You know, how would my role fit into that succession plan? And quite honestly, they're going to be shocked and amazed that you even asked that in most cases. But then it's not just about you asking the question, but saying, you know, this is something that I've worked on, and I could easily, once hired, present a 90-minute session or a training on how we can ensure that our succession plan is up to snuff and meets all of the needs of the organization. And again, if you're already inside of an organization and you've seen this happen, here's a tool for you to use. So let's see how ChatGPT addresses this for us. Excuse me. All right, let me ask you something. If your key leader walked out tomorrow, would your organization scramble or step forward with confidence? And you know, it's funny because as it says that, I certainly addressed this from the standpoint of what I witnessed, but I don't know about some of you may have heard about the college coach from Mississippi that was offered a job at LSU, and the season isn't over yet. And I'm going to use some street vernacular. Dude said, I'm out of here. I'm going to get about $13 million. I'm on the plane. And literally, they booed him. Oh my gosh, all the way at the airport. And he said, unfortunately, there were some that were so angry at his move that they tried to run his family off the road. Now, I certainly don't advocate violence. It's certainly his choice. But it has caused a lot of brouhaha because one of the things that was said by one of the sports analysts was there ought to be rules that say you got to stay until your season's over. But anyway, I digress. So look, here we go. A good succession plan removes the panic and replaces it with preparation. Below is a clean, workshop-ready, one-page succession plan template you can hand out, walk through, or build into an exercise during your 90-minute session. Use it as is or drop it into a slide, PDF, or worksheet. It's polished, simple, and practical. Exactly what leaders need to think clearly about the future. And that's another thing, you know, as we talk about leaders, oftentimes in a presentation, they're not necessarily looking for all of the details, right? Because they're not going to do the grunt work. They want the high level. They want to know how it's going to work and what we need, what it's going to cost, right? What we need to put in place. But again, this gives the basic information. So let's see here. One page template, the role, what is the role title, what department, and who is the leader or manager. The role, purpose, and scope, what this position makes happen. So brief description of why this role exists and the outcomes it is responsible for. Now, I can tell you right there, in some organizations, that's going to take a few hours right there. Well, maybe not a few hours, I exaggerate a little bit, but that's going to take a while because at the end of the day, when we look at job descriptions and what the person actually does in the role, sometimes they are very different. I'll leave it right there. You all know what I'm talking about. All right, critical skills and capabilities required. List the 5 to 7 skills someone must have to succeed in this role. All right, so we got a list of skills, key responsibilities, top responsibilities that drive performance in this role, potential successors. Now, this is really cool. Identify internal talent who could step into the role in the next 0 to 3 years. So the person's name, their readiness level. They're ready now. They're going to be ready in a year or two, 3 years or more, etc. What are their strengths? What are their development needs? And you get your list going. Development actions for successors. Check the experiences, exposures, and trainings needed. Oftentimes, especially in our corporate culture here in the United States, we promote people because they've done such a great job at this level doing A. Oh man, they are the best A managers you can find. And so what do? As a reward, we promote them to do B. And guess what? They don't do so well. Why? Because the things that are required in B were not the same things required in doing A. And so we promoted them because they did a great job in A, but we didn't prepare them for B. Does that make sense to you? Have you seen that? I've seen it. And it's one of the things that, again, this could address. So experiences, lead a project or lead a project, manage a small team, oversee a budget, represent department in meetings, handle a stretch assignment or something else. Exposure, mentorship with senior leader, cross-functional collaboration, job shadowing with training, technical skills, leadership development, compliance or certification courses or something else. And before I move to the vacancy tomorrow scenario that it's providing us with, I just want to speak to the fact that these things are so very important. And I was in a position once where my manager was actually seeding me, or seeding my work, I should say, with next level work. So while I was handling my day-to-day responsibilities, I was actually receiving other responsibilities, those other duties as assigned, but those other duties as assigned weren't grunt work. They were things to prepare me for the next level. And after about 6 months, she walked me into her office and said, "Hey, look, I want to promote you. You've done an excellent job doing A, and I've actually been giving you some B work unbeknownst to you. And since you've been doing the job so well anyway, it's just befitting that you hold the title." All righty. So again, that part is near and dear to my heart. Vacancy tomorrow scenario. So if the seat became empty tomorrow, immediate acting leader, who would that be? And in some cases, people haven't seriously thought about that. And in some cases, people have seriously thought about it, and they've thought that it should be them, when if there were a consensus taken, or if there was a poll taken, the consensus would be that it would not be them. So again, these are the kinds of things that you need to be thinking about up front. And this is where you bring value. You can bring value to an organization. So short-term operational risks of having that person in the role or not having a person in the role, critical tasks that cannot stop. There's some things that have to go on, right? The paychecks still have to be signed. Okay. Stopgap actions for the first 30 days. All righty. And then long-term succession strategy. And here we go. How is our talent pipeline health? Do we have a series of people? Do we have a plan in place that, just like, in Congress, if something happens, or in our government, if something happens to the president, then it falls to the vice president, then to the speaker of the House, and so on and so on. External candidate considerations. Are there some folks on the outside that we may want to be looking at? And then a timeline for successor readiness. If you'd like, I can also turn this into a fillable PDF, PowerPoint slide, or interactive worksheet for your workshop. Just say the word, "You've got this." So Chat, as always, you've done a great job. And as you all know who follow me, I don't do these, I don't run these ahead of time. I just put together the prompts, and and then we get to do these live together. Alrighty, so chat looks like it's got its act together. Let's go ahead and put this into the comment section for you. So for those of you on YouTube, you get the prompt right away, and I thank you for your subscriptions. I got a notice the other day telling me about the progress on my YouTube channel, so thank you. I really do appreciate it. Hey, look, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're going to use it. I hope you're going to use it. But if not, hey, you can't say you didn't know. Fear is a big factor, no pun intended, but fear is a big factor when it comes to utilizing some of these things that I've been sharing with you. And I want you to work on getting rid of the fear. I want you to work on being bold enough to share your information, share your ideas, and do it in a way, of course, that folks don't just take your ideas and run with it, but again, do it in a way that feels natural and comfortable for you, but also again shows that you're the type of person, you're the type of worker, you're the type of leader that wants all boats to rise with the rising tide. Alrighty. And for my LinkedIn user who said thank you, you are most welcome. So glad that you're here. And listen, you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, 12 noon. Until then, stay safe in all you do. God bless everyone.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.